This video today might be a tad bit redundant. I mean, let's be honest, we're all aware of the reputation that the Winter Soldier touts. Regarded by many as being one of the best, if not the best, movie in the MCU franchise. Regardless, I love this movie, and today we're going to talk about it. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and tell a friend if you haven't. If you're new here, this is what I do. Check out the channel for a whole library of reviews and retrospectives I've already done, and let me know what you think. Alright, let's dive into Captain America, the Winter Soldier. Captain America, the Winter Soldier serves not only as a sequel to the first Avenger, but also as a continuation of S.H.I.E.L.'s story as well in its place in this universe. We follow Steve on active duty as a full-fledged agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., tag teaming on missions with Black Widow and a specialized S.H.I.E.L.D. strike team. Not everything is as it seems though, and seeds of suspicion are soon planted in Steve's subconscious when Nick Fury showcases S.H.I.E.L.D.'s next venture, Project Oversight, a program utilizing 3 interlocked helicarriers to target probable threats and eliminate them before any action is committed. A plan which Steve is immediately disturbed by, noting the freedom and liberty that would have to be surrendered for such a project to work. An idea he does not accept. This revelation leaves an impression on Fury, causing him to ultimately put the plan on hold. Once an attempt is made on Fury's life, it's revealed that S.H.I.E.L.D. is compromised and has been controlled by Hydra from the beginning, leading Steve, Widow, Fury, and newcomer Sam Wilson, aka Falcon, to clash with the powerful intelligence apparatus and their lethal assassin, the Winter Soldier. This movie remains an absolute thrill ride from top to bottom. Even having seen it a handful of times already, it still pushes me to the edge of my seat every time. The performances are moving, the writing and story is poignant, the direction is masterful, the action is breathtaking, and the stakes are immense and relevant. In my opinion, this is as close to perfect as any Marvel Studios production has gotten. A movie stuffed with topical dialogue, inspiring themes concerning the bonds of brotherhood and friendship, neck-breaking twists and turns, all while disguising itself as an epic summer superhero blockbuster. And yet, it's anything but. The Steve that we knew and loved from the first Avenger and the Avengers is elevated to a whole new level in this movie, and Chris Evans has fully settled into this role nicely. The most interesting aspects of a hero's journey are the challenges they face and how they overcome these challenges. In The Winter Soldier, Steve is confronted by and ultimately betrayed by the very institution that he swore to serve and vowed to protect. All of Steve's beliefs, values, and morals are pushed to the furthest limit, going on the run from his government and leery of trusting anyone, even those he once considered his closest allies. It's all captivating stuff. Some people argue that Steve is sort of a one-dimensional and flat character, and I can understand that argument. He doesn't have very many weaknesses, if any, and his earnestness can be a little much at times, but that's kind of the point of this character. He's not Iron Man or Thor. He has no need to overcome some reckless immaturity or blind naivety. The point of this character is to inspire, to motivate us to stand firm with the beliefs and values that we hold true. No matter the person or object standing in our way, attempting to force us to adhere to their misguided or flawed system of governance. Where Hydra attempts to tear the world down and start anew under their order, Steve takes the world as it is. He sees the best in people and fights for the world he knows and loves. I don't think Chris Evans' performance as Captain America gets enough praise. Sure, it may not be some monumental, career-altering performance worthy of every award on the circuit, but Evans embodies this character perfectly. He sells every ounce of Cap's being, and while I don't think he made quite such an impression in the first Avenger, a la Downey in the first Iron Man movie. I think in The Winter Soldier, Evans cements himself as this character. He is Captain America. Outside of the timely issues discussed in this film regarding the ever-intrusive nature of the intelligence community and the continuing expansion of the power of the federal government, which, don't get me wrong, is a highlight in this film for sure, and it deserves the praise it gets because this is an important and topical issue. But I think where this movie shines the brightest is at its analysis of Steve and Bucky's relationship. One of the biggest twists in this movie, for which there are plenty, is when it's revealed that the deadly and formidable Winter Soldier is in fact Bucky. The scenes shared between these two, even at multiple rewatches, continue to be gut-wrenching and heartbreaking. In the climax especially, watching as Steve allows Bucky to beat him to a pulp, even giving him permission to take his life, all because of their loyalty to each other and a promise that they made decades prior. It's powerful stuff, and both Evans and Sebastian Stan portray each character's emotional dilemma so eloquently. The rest of the cast in this film are equally as fantastic. Johansson and Jackson continue to excel in their roles as Black Widow and Nick Fury, respectively, both being given their own personal journeys in this film as they deal with the ramifications of destroying everything that they believe to be right, all for the betterment of mankind. Robert Redford was a welcome surprise at the time as our mastermind villain, Alexander Pierce. I honestly still cannot believe Marvel secured Redford. Dude is a legend, and he does not disappoint in this movie. Anthony Mackie as Falcon is a fun addition. The wings are super cool. He's a great modern day partner to Cap, and I think it was a creative reinterpretation of his comic book counterpart. Even after 10 years, the action in this movie remains some of the best in this universe. The pursuit of Nick Fury through crowded DC intersections is heart-stopping and nail-biting. The climax is epic, explosive, literally, and dramatic. Cap's first close-up encounter with the Winter Soldier below the freeway overpass is exhilarating. But we all know why we're here. The elevator scene. Just purely revolutionary as it pertains to close-quarter fight sequences. I mean, how many fights have we seen in movies that have tried to emulate this scene? So many. It's so good. It's chaotic and suspenseful, and it just never gets old. Watching Cap just absolutely decimate a whole elevator full of Hydra's best while being outnumbered like 15 to 1. It's glorious. I mean, everything about this movie, and God, there's so much to talk about. The visuals are stunning, especially in the climax, and they still hold up to this day. The music, that eerie, anxiety-inducing Winter Soldier theme, chef's kisses. The direction and writing, exhibiting the first outing of the Russo brothers and the Marcus and McFeely team-up that would go on to give us some of the best films the MCU has to offer. I could go on and on about this movie. This is one of those rare superhero movies that isn't really a superhero movie. It's more akin to a film like The Dark Knight or X-Men 2. It's a Captain America story for sure, but more importantly, it's a movie about the power of truth, honest friendship, and the ability to stand for what is right no matter the cost. And I think that those values are crucial in today's world, more than they've ever been. And I think that's why this film, compared to a lot of the other movies in this franchise, will ultimately stand the test of time and remain relevant for years to come.